In a time when the odds were stacked against her, one woman defied expectations and changed the course of history. Her name was Mary McLeod Bethune, a pioneer in education, a fearless advocate for civil rights, and a trusted advisor to the highest levels of government. This is her story. Born on July 10, 1875, in Maysville, South Carolina, Mary was the 15th of 17 children, born to parents who were formerly enslaved. The Bethune family worked tirelessly, picking cotton and saving money to buy their own land. Even as a child, Mary was determined to learn. She first discovered the power of books while accompanying her mother to work in white households. But it wasn't easy. One day, a white child snatched a book from her hands, telling her she wasn't allowed to read. That moment lit a fire in her heart. Mary walked miles each day to attend a one-room schoolhouse. Her perseverance paid off when she earned a scholarship to Scotia Seminary in North Carolina. At Scotia Seminary, Mary's love for learning flourished. She graduated in 1893 and continued her studies at Dwight Moody's Institute for Home and Foreign Missions in Chicago. Though she dreamed of becoming a missionary in Africa, no church would sponsor her. Instead, she chose to serve her own people. She became an educator, teaching in South Carolina before moving to Florida. In 1904, with just $1.50 to her name, Mary McLeod Bethune opened the Daytona Normal and Industrial Institute for Negro girls. She started with just 5 students, but soon that number grew. Mary was relentless. She convinced Black and white donors alike to support her school. One of her biggest backers, none other than James Gamble of Procter & Gamble. By 1923, her school merged with the Cookman Institute for Men, forming Bethune-Cookman College. Under her leadership, the college became a pillar of Black education. Mary McLeod Bethune was not just an educator, she was a leader. After women gained the right to vote in 1920, she led voter registration drives despite the dangers of white supremacist violence. Mary McLeod Bethune was elected president of the National Association of Colored Women's Clubs and later founded the National Council of Negro Women to unite Black women's organizations. Mary McLeod Bethune formed a close bond with Eleanor Roosevelt, using that relationship to push for African American representation in government. In 1936, President Franklin D. Roosevelt appointed Mary McLeod Bethune as Director of Negro Affairs for the National Youth Administration, the highest-ranking Black woman in U.S. government at the time. During World War II, Mary McLeod Bethune ensured that Black women had opportunities in the military. As a member of the advisory board for the Women's Army Corps, she pushed for its racial integration. In 1945, Mary McLeod Bethune was the only Black woman at the founding conference of the United Nations, continuing her fight for racial equality on a global stage. Even in her later years, Mary McLeod Bethune remained a steadfast advocate for education, civil rights, and the empowerment of African Americans. Despite the physical toll of aging, she continued to use her voice to influence public discourse and inspire future generations. Through Mary McLeod Bethune newspaper columns in the Pittsburgh Courier and Chicago Defender, 2 of the most influential Black newspapers of the time, Bethune addressed issues of racial inequality, education, and economic empowerment. Her writing was both motivational and instructional, providing guidance for African Americans striving for advancement during the Jim Crow era. She used these platforms to emphasize the importance of self reliance, unity, and political engagement, reinforcing her lifelong belief that education was the key to freedom and progress. Mary McLeod Bethune's contributions to journalism extended beyond reporting. Her columns served as a beacon of hope and encouragement for African Americans facing systemic oppression. Bethune understood the power of the press in shaping public opinion and used it to challenge racial injustices, celebrate Black achievements, and advocate for policies that would uplift her people. Through Mary McLeod Bethune's writings, she called for economic independence, voter participation, and educational opportunities, ensuring that her message reached not just the educated elite, but also working class families who looked to her for guidance. Even as she aged, Mary McLeod Bethune remained committed to her mission, proving that leadership and activism do not wane with time, but instead evolve into new avenues of influence and inspiration. Mary McLeod Bethune passed away on May 18, 1955, but her impact on education, civil rights, and social justice continued to resonate across generations. Her final residence in Daytona Beach, Florida, where she spent much of her later life, was preserved as a National Historic Site in recognition of her contributions to American history. This home, which once served as the headquarters of the National Council of Negro Women, NCNW, became a symbol of Mary McLeod Bethune's tireless work in advancing opportunities for African Americans, particularly women. The site now stands as a place of learning and reflection, offering visitors insight into Bethune's life, activism, and the monumental role she played in shaping American society. Through this historic preservation, Mary McLeod Bethune's legacy remains tangible, allowing future generations to connect with her vision of equality and empowerment. In 1974, nearly 2 decades after Mary McLeod Bethune's passing, she was further honored with a statue in Washington, D.C., making her the first African American woman to be recognized with a monument in a public park in the nation's capital. The statue, located in Lincoln Park, captures her as an elder stateswoman, holding a scroll symbolizing knowledge and extending a guiding hand to future generations. The inscription on the statue includes excerpts from her last will and testament, in which she left behind her ideals of love, hope, and faith as an inheritance for African Americans. This tribute solidified Mary McLeod Bethune's place in American history, ensuring that her contributions to education, civil rights, and social progress would never be forgotten. The statue serves as a lasting testament to her enduring influence and continues to inspire those who visit, reminding them of the power of resilience, education, and advocacy in the fight for equality. In 2022, Mary McLeod Bethune made history once again, becoming the first African American to be represented in the National Statuary Hall collection at the U.S. Capitol. Mary McLeod Bethune's words still inspire us today. Mary McLeod Bethune proved that education is power and that perseverance breaks barriers. Born to formerly enslaved parents, she overcame adversity and systemic racism to become one of the most influential educators and civil rights leaders in American history. Through her legacy, she demonstrated that determination and vision could reshape society, proving that one individual, through God's grace and armed with knowledge and courage, truly has the power to change the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories of history's greatest trailblazers. Together we can keep their legacy alive.